This leads me to the burning issue of waste. The appalling lack of oversight by the two people primarily charged with the finance and budget control is epic in its magnitude. The first budget after the election, which is only a matter of some 8 to 9 weeks, will be critical to send a message to certain parts of the bureaucracy that the gravy train is over, that every cent of ratepayers' funds will be treated with respect. The budget reporting process will be altered to be transparent and fully accountable so that subcontractors' fees will not be hidden and cannot be hidden within project budgets. It is not possible for any candidate who has no council experience to take control of a budget of this magnitude within 8 weeks of the election and provide a result that is both effective and balanced. As the campaign develops, and as I work with the Gold Coast community and industry leaders, I will further detail the opportunities and strategies I have in mind for the upcoming council term. The key foundations to that term are based on our key pillars in our economy. Tourism is our lifeblood, yet we have rules that inhibit the production of new product, and as such it is my intention to remove the need for impact-accessible applications on tourism product within our key tourist areas. We cannot afford to have investors choosing to create competition in other destinations simply because it is too hard to deal with Gold Coast City Council. Beyond that, Council must also play its part in providing infrastructure that supports tourism, and I intend to announce later in the campaign a major facility that will help attract world-class events and acts. That facility will reflect the greatest attributes of this city, and that is the unique and identifiable Gold Coast. The Policy Advisory Group for Tourism will test my proposals and present further options for the industry, and I will announce the chair of that group in coming weeks. I propose to have an achievable and affordable infrastructure program, not an idealistic wish list that does not reflect delivery. This will include a bridge building strategy and the rapid transit strategy that will complete the dream I started in 1996. Many of you know Mr. John Howe. John Howe has helped build much of the infrastructure in this city, and he has kindly accepted my invitation to establish a group to provide advice on this issue. Our city is based around extensive waterways. It is incomprehensible that we have no marine infrastructure or tourism strategy. My first priority in this area is to fight for the re-establishment of the Gold Coast Waterway Authority, and I have supreme confidence we will achieve that goal. At a local level, I believe the establishment of a water taxi service in the initial stages between Southport and the tourism facilities of the Spit should be the first step in our marine transport strategy. The critical reason for all of us to choose this city as our home is lifestyle. Lifestyle encompasses all of the attributes we know so well, but should all include a vibrant arts scene as well as protection of our natural assets and social well-being. However, the methodology used in preparing an arts precinct is traditional and lacks not only imagination but also practical application. The death of the live music scene on the Gold Coast has led to a dearth of opportunities for our musicians. This can be addressed by removing red tape within the planning scheme for the creation of intimate and grassroots venues that provide safe, low-key alternatives to the nightclub scene for our youth. I'm proud to announce that Mr. Paul Broughton, Chairman of the Titans, has kindly accepted my request to chair the Sports Industry Advisory Group. This will be looking at linking our national sporting teams to our tourism strategy and creating, whether we win the Commonwealth Games or not, a sports precinct in the central area of our city that is of international standard and accessible to all people. We will be looking to create that tourism linkage with our national sporting teams, leveraging weekend stays on the Gold Coast for fans to support their visiting team. Further, we will be looking to re-establish the Gold Coast as a preeminent international training facility, as we did during the Sydney Olympics and subsequent to that. Education is a fundamental plank in our economy, and the establishment of an education strategy that does not penalise businesses for setting up in the city must be a priority. The reduction of red tape and planning controls, which has been an issue for more than 5 years, needs to be addressed with urgency. Businesses wish to locate here but cannot afford to. I also wish to pursue the creation of another university. It was a dream of mine 15 years ago, and unfortunately, under the current leadership, particularly in the economic development sector, it has been neglected and it has not been pursued. I intend to resurrect that. I also intend to announce a community hub network to assist those who do not have access to computers at home, to assist in further studies for those people who do not have the resources to advance themselves. Sustainability is the cornerstone of our future. However, it is not simply protecting trees and our fauna. It is about having an economy and a social network that allows us to protect our natural assets. As someone who has spent the last 4 years researching and advising on sustainability practices, I believe we can provide an industry that value adds to energy-efficient processes. I propose an ambitious program to make the Gold Coast a centre of excellence for the establishment and research of renewable energy technologies, something that has been happening on a low-key scale in this city for the last 10 years. This city has no long-term vision anymore. The plans that have been put in place are plans from 10 years ago. There has been no advancement. The alternatives of this election is to either trust mayoral candidates who have no experience managing the city, and we have seen the result of that with current circumstances, or to trust individuals who have contributed within council to policies and decisions that have exacerbated our social and financial decline. Most of you know that I am a long-term strategist and consider the greater good rather than the immediate popular practices of some of our current representatives. I have a great love for this city. We should be the envy of the world. The power is with us to create the change, to say enough is enough, to stop the waste, to stop the gravy train, to stop policies that have inhibited our growth. And over the coming months, I will release a strategic blueprint for the city based on the advice of my industry groups. A blueprint and a management plan that will turn the tide, that will reinvigorate small business and will restore hope to families, that will provide our youth with services for the present and a reason to believe in the future that will once again make Gold Coast and its residents the envy of Australia. Before I close, I wish to squarely address a question that remains for some in this city, and perhaps some of you as well. You will recall after the 2004 election, allegations were made regarding probity, mainly by some of those who are currently in elected positions in this city still. Putting aside the fact that my integrity was tested and beyond doubt proven intact, we have seen those who were the accusers and use those allegations as a lever to gain control, largely responsible for the policies that have crippled this city. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, this will be a tough campaign. It will be a long one. But if we work together, if we share our passion, our commitment, our belief, our love of this city, we can turn the lights back on and we can give the power back to the people. Thank you.